Hey friends, this is Fernie, aka Friend the Human,
And it's Slappa.
and this is Vibes and Delights. Y'all, it was my birthday this week, so I don't really know what was happening this week. I'm gonna keep it all mad buck with y'all. Like I didn't even post the stories I meant to post. Like I recorded stories, didn't tell any. Like I didn't even. Anyway, so I'm gonna post some stories today that are kind of a little late. So yeah. Also, we were gonna tell a story today, um, but it was like one of my favorite like stories. It's like um my I ruined my mom's life and reputation, and it's like 5-6 parts long, and it's like this wild ride, and the last two parts of the story were broken, so we can't even read the whole story to you, so that sucked really bad. But we did play Truth or Drink Extra Dirty on my birthday with one of our close friends. We're also going to re we're gonna try playing on our Discord channel this weekend sometime. I feel like I'm gonna do a bad job at hosting this party, but mostly I just want to hang out with my people in the Discord. Join the
Join the
Discord
Discord!
so you can party terribly with me. Like just show up. That's who I honestly I feel like to me I'm not a really like nah, I'm a good party person. I don't know. I was gonna say like I don't really mind as long as you tried. It might not have come together great, but as long as you tried, I'll be pretty accepting over that. But
Yeah, I just show up.
yeah, like
If you're throwing a party, I'm gonna show up. I don't care if you decorate or anything.
right, like I'm just thankful that you thought about me enough to even throw a party. You know what I mean? Like so we can't read that story but we do have a couple more that I have yet to read, and I'm excited to read some of those, but before we get started, is there anything that you wanted to like go over?
The only events happening that really matter right now is Iran and Israel heating up. Israel bombed a consulate. Iran responded, and now Israel is attacking Iran directly. So keep your eyes on that shit. It's probably going to keep getting worse, and probably more countries are going to pick a side.
I was also thinking though, I see a lot of people saying that TikTok is going to be completely banned tomorrow. If it is, y'all know the drill. We're going to be right here. And if I'm being totally honest with you, if I'm forced to use like Instagram or something like that, which is connected directly to my Facebook, which I'm absolutely terrified of, but I do have Vibes and Delights separate. So maybe I'll just put it on there. But regardless, if I'm forced to use something else, just know that we'll be posting clips of the Reddit Rainbow, but the Reddit Rainbow will remain here
On YouTube.
on YouTube. And then I used to use the TikTok app to upload music. So we'll have to, once again, level up or
Figure another.
figure out another
Yeah.
way to get music and shit on there. So, but that's its own thing. But whatever happens, just know that we're not gonna stop unless YouTube tells us to stop. Let's read some stories because I'm not gonna hold you guys. Like, I y'all know that I've been doing training at my job. I've been asked to help Phoenix, which is so cool. Like that means that I'm in Dallas. I'm helping people in Phoenix, people who I might never ever meet, and so I think that's really cool that I get to network with these people and I get to show my skills with the people running training in Phoenix. I also was invited to help like the main hub for the entire company next week. So that's exciting that I get to rub elbows with some of the bigger head honchos, or at least show my face around them. And then back to Arizona. But I'll still be at home completely remote, which is awesome because that means that I don't have to walk on my leg, which is still completely unchecked. Aside from the what we've learned, literally nothing has happened except that they asked us for more money for things that we didn't even get done. So like Next time you'll like, I'm probably gonna give up on my leg. It feels like I want to give up on my leg, but I'm not going to. But I just kind of like am at this point. Just give me a fucking robot leg.
Make you a
Like,
cyborg.
make me a cyborg or something, because I just don't want to deal with like the slow decline that will be a knee replacement, or an ankle, like some sort of surgery. Some sort of major surgery is going to happen, and I'm going to pretend like it's not happening right now until I can get like some like solid situation. And all I really have to do is call my like HR, like, the benefits team or whatever. But it's just so stressful, and I can't even wrap my head around that, especially because it's my birthday week, and I don't want to deal with anything hard. So we'll revisit that next month anyway. But for right now, we did find some like interesting stories. One of these stories, I stopped what I was doing and started talking to Slappa about it. Like, I think I was literally talking to someone or helping somebody, and I was just like, "Excuse me." Oh, we were where were we were in that we were I got my eyes checked cuz I renewed my prescription, and we were in the doctor's office, and Slap was telling me this story, and we're in the middle of this waiting room, and I was like, "What?" Anyway, so I'm excited to read some of these stories to you. We're gonna tell 3 stories. I chose the first one, then we're gonna do a Slappa's choice. Something else that happened to us is Slappa's family tried getting in touch with us again. So we and like, it's so weird that we found a story that's relating to exactly that. And I'm really excited to see the rest of that one. I only read some of it. But first, let's go ahead and just get started. We got a few good stories, like I said. And I just encourage you guys to just grab your vibes and your delights. We're going to talk about some weird shit today. Girlfriend edged a breakup to see what it's like.
What?
Right. Okay, because that makes sense. Makes
Yeah,
sense.
as you do.
As you do.
I really want to see what a breakup's like.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to break up.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm gonna edge them.
Edging. Also, what incredible word choice. But also, like, you remember the orange peel
The
test?
orange peel theory.
The orange peel theory, like the test where you're supposed to ask your partner if, like, would they do this, then that tells you that this, that, and the third about your partner. And I will say, hands down, always, that if you are having to ask or play these kinds of games with your partner, it's probably not a good relation, or like your relationship's probably in a really bad place in the first place, right? But
Yeah.
I feel like edging a breakup just to
That's
see what it's
crazy.
like, that is insane. Like, there's nuance, and I think this is just insanity.
This is just why.
Yeah, this is just
But if you're looking up like how to tell if your relationship's over, how to tell if you should break up with your boyfriend, like that's how. Like if you're wondering, should you leave? You should leave.
yeah, I would say, like, all jokes aside, if you are wondering, you either need to make a change like now, or it's already over. It's already too late. But all I was saying though is that the orange peel theory with nuance, I understand. But just to see what it's like, I I don't. And in fact, I feel like you're giving cannon fodder to the people who were talking shit about the orange peel theory. All those dudes who were like, "Oh, it's just TikTok games and blah blah blah. Like, all of this is just stupid."
It's just
and
a game.
is
Why
like,
you have been mad?
It's only game. Why you have to be mad?
Get good, bro.
all right. So my ex and I have separated. Okay. All right, that was a great story. Yay! No, it's weird to say because I'm still confused about everything, but it's as simple as the title says. A week ago, about a week ago. Oh my fucking god. We were at my place when something just changed in her demeanor. She walked over and simply states, "I'm leaving."
Okay.
Okay. I was confuzzled. I was confused and asked, Oh, he did write it
I
twice.
was confused.
I was confused. Damn, that's even worse. Cause let me say it again. Then, I was confused. Okay, and asked what she meant, and she said something along the lines of me knowing why. You know why, child, honey. How old
Okay.
are we?
Right. Did
Because
it say age?
I don't think it did say an age. Because like, why are we playing games like we're 17 years old? What you mean? You know why. I'm confused because a minute ago we were just happy watching shows and bullshitting, and then upon further pressing, she says that it seems like the right thing or something. Okay, I don't understand this
What
vagueness,
the
and I
fuck?
don't think you should be playing with relationships like that.
No, you're.
This is
This is
childish.
like straight talk relationship pranks.
Oh, oh,
Like, is that where she got this idea?
oh my gosh! What if you're right? Ugh. But also this is exactly what those dudes, like all those dudes who were hating on the orange peel theory, and they were talking about y'all just play too many games. This is the behavior they were talking about. They had the wrong context but the right idea, because here we are. Like they were thinking about the right thing but they were conflating it with the orange peel theory and the real truth behind it. This is just bullshit. Fuck this. Anyway, I got flustered and asked what's wrong, and she sits there silently staring at her phone and only speaking to give me updates about when a rider will arrive. Oh, is that like Uber or
Yeah.
Lyft or okay? I just stop pressing and sit down and just wait because I can't even explain this. Right? I'm not gonna yell, scream, or cry. That's facts. I've just felt the same burning hot feeling and difficulty breathing in my chest like when my dog passed away. Like this was it, and I have nothing to understand why it's happening. Wow. And in truth, that's exactly what you're feeling. You're feeling grief. You're mourning the loss of a would be relationship, or you're mourning what could have been, what your life could have been, the life that you could have lived. That's what you're mourning right now. So that's a very apt description. Like I'm not a fucking psychiatrist. I'm just saying that that makes sense. That why you would feel the same, because you're essentially doing the same thing. All of a sudden, she puts down the phone and exclaims that she changed her mind.
No.
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 I asked what she was about and she giggles
Nah.
almost playfully and says that she just wanted to edge a breakup. Again, word usage interesting, but like also that's not something you play about.
Yeah,
Because
you already broke up.
it's
I've already started the process.
right,
in my
right, right,
mind.
right, right. Like his
That dude's
his
sitting
chest.
there freaking out, like, "Oh,
Yeah.
fuck, we broke up. It's
Yes.
done."
And I'm the type of person that I'm gonna call your fucking bluff. You want to leave? Fine. Bye. Have fun. See you later. Actually, don't. Don't. Now. No. No.
Wait.
Oh my god. No. 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 She gives her answer, and I just end things there. Thank you. Thank you. She immediately regrets it. I said it like that on purpose.
Sure.
I really did, though. I fucked up because I almost said it right. But no, she immediately regrets it. No, she regrets it. She immediately regrets it, asking me to reconsider. No. The thing is this happened early. Whoa. The thing is this happened before, early in our relationship, and she explained she has an impulsive habit of things. I've only seen this once, and it was when she ghosted me after we were just starting to date. I like want more context about like what happened in the get-go. Like why did you even take her back, if I'm being totally honest with you? But also I get it though, because I literally saw today that people are worth second chances but not a third, and I was like, all right. So you gave her a second chance and then she did it a third time, so yikes. Maybe in her defense, she was on her maybe she was on her period and was experiencing mood swings. No, that does I have extreme mood swings and extreme like hormone changes whenever I'm like a week before my red wars begin. Never have I ever just looked at Slappa dead in the face and was like, I want a divorce. I want to leave. I'm leaving you. or I'm going to my mom's indefinitely. You know what I'm saying? Never have I ever. And don't let her use that on you, bro. Please don't. Anyway, but I sent her home and haven't spoken to her in a week until now to get my stuff. Am I going too far? She seemed distraught and hurt and genuinely meant not to have wanted that. I want her back so badly. Be careful. But I don't know if I can trust her yet. Exactly why you should not take her back. Please don't take her back. It's making me sick and I miss them so much. Am I wrong? Can there be something salvage? I know she genuinely loves me, but I'm scared that I'm just being abused because you are.
Pretty much. That's emotional abuse for sure.
Boop. I do not encourage you to pursue that further. If anything, I kind of low-key, kind of high-key think you should tell people what happened. But also, I don't know, because she, like, faked it. Like, it's just,
Right.
you know, like, just,
She giggled.
yeah.
That would piss me off so much. If you just were like, oh, I was pretending to break up with you.
Like, it was like a joke.
Right.
Like, what else does she joke about? Like, I wonder if the OP, like, thinks back hard enough on their relationship. How often does she do shit like this? Like, I want this. Nah. I want this. Oh, you already got that? Oh, my bad. I was just
I'm
kidding.
joking. I'm joking.
Right. Like, how often does she do that? I wonder. This person says, move on, my friend. She enjoys causing you pain. Full stop. Exactly. Extreme emotional trauma isn't something you edge. Right. Right. Like, you were experiencing grief.
You're having a nervous attack.
Yes. Like, you were having a panic attack of some sort. And, like, the tightness in your chest and you feel like you can't breathe. That's all that is. And she sparked that in you just
For
to
fun.
see. Just to what?
Just to find out what it feels like to
Oh my
see
gosh.
you like that.
There's a phrase I'm thinking of, like, just for funsies. Like, there's a phrase I'm thinking of, and I bet you'll all think of it in the dead of night. But that's something that a certain type of bitch likes to do. That's something a certain type of bitch likes to do. That's why so many people were getting real
For the plot.
that, like, people were getting, like, side-eyed whenever they were doing the no crying challenge. Remember on TikTok when the girlies were, like, crying, like, it was like, when this part comes, stop crying.
Oh, yeah.
You remember? And people were be like and then be like smiling, or like a devious look in their face, and I was like, you're the reason why people have trust issues. You know what I mean? But, like, a certain type of bitch does this. Anyway, unless you like gooning on the edge of loneliness, she isn't for you. You deserve someone who isn't a sociopathic sadist. Also, step back and look at a future with her. Now it's edging a breakup. What's next? Edging cancer, pregnancy, miscarriage? Oh my God, I just saw a story about a girl pretending to lose a baby because she thought that her boyfriend didn't actually want to be a parent, or her husband or someone. Did you see that? If y'all in the Discord, join the Discord. If you hear this part and you want me to find that story, let me know, and I'll find it and I'll read it on the Reddit Rainbow. Again, either on TikTok or on YouTube. But that literally was a story that happened within the last, like, couple weeks. Anyone who delights in causing others pain should not be in relationships. You may not realize it, but you're dodging a major bullet. And I have to agree. Normally we read a couple comments, but I'm not going to, because, like, there's just a lot on there, and I think a lot of the comments kind of rehash it over and over again, that this is really emotionally abusive. And just because she's not, like, hurting you, she's not being malicious because she's laughing and saying it's a joke, it doesn't mean that it's a joke, because it's still all about, like, intent. Like, she might not have meant to hurt your feelings, but she caused the pain. She caused you to have a literal grief attack, like a panic attack. Like, we were just talking about people who trigger that sort of emotional reaction from you. Those are not safe people to be around. And I hope that he knows that he's going to be so much better. It hurts now because your convenience is gone. Convenience is lost. But if you continue to be a pretty decent person, which going by the story, I don't know anything about him, right? But I do know that he doesn't deserve that. So I do hope the best for him and hope he finds someone who will treat him like the king that we're perceiving him to be at this time.
Don't say we.
Okay, I'm hoping him the best. Go ahead, king. Anyway, but that's all I got to say. I can't wait to hear what y'all think about that. Have y'all ever known anybody who did that to you? Has anybody just like triggering you purposefully? Like,
Like bullying in like elementary school. Like, you want to come play with us? Haha, just kidding.
just
Like, that's
kidding.
like that type of prank or joke, you know?
This next story is a slapper's choice. Slapper's choice! But it's actually a really fucked up one. Because, as mentioned earlier, Slapper's family did reach out, and it was not in the greatest of tones, and it was very triggering. Do you want to talk about what happened, my love?
I haven't talked to any of them in what, 6-7 years?
7, because it's how old our son is.
Yeah. And the last time was when my dad was in the hospital because he had a heart attack. And I like gave him one more chance to like reconnect. I said, you know, text me, call me, we'll go to lunch or something. Simple. Never heard back, so I haven't talked to them since then. And then my sister reached out to her mom
My mom.
to get her to tell me that my dad is doing bad in the hospital and all kinds of stuff. And it was kind of like a if you cared or something like that kind of messaging.
If you care enough about me and my family, you'll tell my brother, who wants nothing to do with you, what my message was. And my mom, being a gentle soul, she's not gentle, she's a fucking firecracker, but like my mom, not sure how to, because what is my mom gonna do? My mom didn't know how to proceed, so she reached out to my sister, and then my sister blew up Slap's phone, and then eventually broke down and just called me instead. And I usually always have my phone on me for obvious reason. It was the manner of which it was like she went into graphic detail about the things that Slap's dad had been going through. And it's, I think to me, it was extremely disrespectful because my mother lost her husband, you know? And I think it's really fucked up because one of the big reasons in her little family speech that I told you guys about in my TikTok, one of the big reasons that she was so angry at me is because me and her spouse at the time were trying to get through our really fresh grief about our parents passing away. So for her to inflict that sort of damage on my mother had me in a rage. And then it was like twisted because on the one hand, maybe she is stressed the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? And she's just speaking out of her ass. That's terrible because you know that this woman lost her husband. That's rude of you to do that too. Like, you don't go up to a stranger and just say heinous shit about your medical history, okay? You don't tell strangers about that shit. And then at worst, she doesn't remember. And I feel that that's like a million times worse because that was a big part of why she hated me so much. But then also, I remember things about you that I would care to try to remember about you, and you can't even repay me the same courtesy. And then on top of that, you sent it to my mother, who was unsuspecting, and maybe she didn't feel comfortable standing up for herself against you because you are his sister. So my mom was trying to be respectful to give grace to her son-in-law, and you couldn't do the same to my family. And I'm just so angry. Saba asked her to block them, and if anything comes out, I just know she's gonna blame me like she always has. And then I feel like I'm centering myself in Slapa's pain because they just want to blame me all the time. All the time. When they're the ones who chose this. And I just really, really need those people to understand that if he wanted to, he would. And he hasn't. So take his fucking answer and leave my family out of it. Leave him out of it. He's my family. He chose. You chose. Leave us alone. All of that happened. And then Slappa found this fucking story.
I was like, what? Talk about relating to stories.
Like the algorithm in real life works.
Am I the asshole for not telling my son that his brother passed? Info: my youngest slept with his brother's wife. After my oldest found out he and his wife got a divorce, and my youngest married her a year later.
That's the most
Yikes.
fucked up shit ever.
Yeah, I would never talk to my brother again.
Yeah,
That's
like,
insane.
So your youngest child slept with his big brother's wife. Yeah.
And then they got married.
And then they got
after
married.
you divorced her.
And
That's insanity.
yeah. All right.
My 56 male, oldest son 33 male, had cancer and passed away 3 weeks ago.
Shit.
Over the month leading up to his passing, my youngest son, 30 male, and his wife had been trying to reconcile with my oldest, but he always made it known that he wanted nothing to do with them. He specifically told me that they were unforgiven and he wouldn't forgive them just to ease their guilt. When I kept bringing up the idea of reconciling, he used to get mad at me, so I stopped trying.
And this is the dad, right?
Yeah.
So we're looking at from the dad's perspective. Shit.
I just kept telling my youngest and his wife that they had to accept that he wanted nothing to do with them and they needed to move on.
Damn.
When my oldest passed, I did not tell my youngest or his wife to honor his wishes. He always made it clear that they didn't deserve to mourn him in life and didn't deserve to mourn him in death either. About a week ago.
Shit.
So bad.
I know. I'm trying to think. Fuck.
I knew it was coming too. My youngest saw his brother's obituary and called me.
Oh, shit. In the obituary.
Screaming for not telling him that his brother had passed. He told me that I denied him the opportunity to make things right and that I should have told him his brother passed.
But what about the other family members? Who else was there? Unless they told them not to tell them.
Yeah, probably.
Dang, and the family was solid enough that they didn't tell.
I don't-
High key, if that's what happened, I love
Bro.
it. I love it.
Like, that's so fucked up for the younger brother to do. I would not doubt that they would all, like, be entirely against him.
Oh, and I bet you he's one of those people who would make it all about him too.
Yeah.
Oh, when I tell you guys that if anybody tries to speak at my funeral, you boo them off the stage, please. Please shame them. I want y'all to roast them. Get the fuck out, you broke ball bitch. Like, ooh, make them feel disrespected. Anyway.
Damn.
That's disrespectful.
I told him that it would be disrespectful for him to even come in the first place, as his brother wouldn't have wanted him there.
Exactly.
And that he and his wife denied themselves from attending. He hung up on me and blocked my number.
Good.
My wife told me that she feels guilty for not telling him and that we should have given him the opportunity to say goodbye to his brother. He can do it now. Fuck, what? No. He didn't want him at the funeral. He didn't want him anything to do with him.
If okay, I hate to be like this, but if he really fucking wanted to, he could have found him. He could have. Like just like your sister tried to his sister told my mom that they had been trying to get in touch with Slappa, but Slappa and I, they didn't try messaging him in the near real recent future or recent past. I saw a message from his mom 3 years ago saying happy birthday, and then all the messages were her saying happy birthday every year, which was creepy as fuck. But they did not reach out. He could have found his brother. He chose not to because he didn't care. Ugh, that's how I feel. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I told her that I would just find it disrespectful of us to do so, as he made it clear that he didn't want them to come. She told me that she understands, but she's upset that our youngest is mad at us and that we should just try to put everything behind us to heal.
Is that like
She's like already just moving on because one son died, so now she's like, whatever, I don't care what he's ever done. That's my only son.
I did not read that way at all. I thought it was like she just wants him to stop being mad at her, or she's like misplacing her anger or sadness. I didn't catch that at all. Damn, that is this is like a white family thing. I'm sorry, this is crazy.
I'd say probably. It's a good chance.
I mean, I really don't know if I'm being honest with you, because our family always comes around to each other eventually. Like, we angrily call each other and be like, are you hungry? Bitch, you hungry? Let me buy you lunch. What you want to eat? Like, and then over lunch and drinks, we talk and we cry. And then we're back to like being homies, and we're stronger than ever because now we know that we can talk to each other about these things. Like, but that's not what's happening. You know what? That's not fair of me. I'm going to just say that's not fair of me to say. But I just can't relate at all. I just can't imagine.
Would you talk to your sister if she cheated with your husband and then they got married?
I would talk to my sister solely to tell her I'm done.
Well, I mean, like 10 years later,
No.
you wouldn't talk to her no more.
No.
Well, that's what's happening.
But at the same time, did he actually explicitly say,
It seems like he was entirely just like, I want nothing to do with him ever. Don't tell him about me. Don't tell
right,
him.
but
Don't
did
tell
he
me about
but
him.
did he tell them that, or did he just tell his
That's
parents to tell him that?
The dad said he got mad when he kept trying to reunite them, or trying to tell him to like.
So he didn't actually say it to his face. I think I think okay, do I am not angry at this OP at all, like, or the person who's no longer with. All I'm saying is that I would say it to their face, because sometimes when you say it to their face, there's a finality to it, and maybe they won't reach out anymore. Or maybe it's the fact that you can actively tell people, on this date, at this time, at this restaurant, we talked, I said enough, I said I'm done. I said it to his face. And then no one would be able to be like, oh, just talk to him, but at the same time, I get not doing that. This is what I'm like as a person. So, but I'm just saying, a finality might just be what he's after. And you could have finally, you could have said a long time ago, do not call me ever again. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
You could have, but I feel like he was of the mind that they don't deserve anything from me ever again.
And I get that.
Right.
But I'm just telling you.
I know how you would do it.
But I mean, that's how the mom is clearly thinking. You know what I mean? That she just wants her own peace. I'm still.
Look, let me read this part. She told me she understands, but she's upset that our youngest is mad at us. and we should just try to put everything behind us. That sounds like, to me, she's just trying to, like, whatever, I don't want him mad at us now. Let's just put all that behind us because the son's dead now. So she's like, there's no reason to hold on to whatever feelings we have and just let him do whatever. Instead of honoring our dead son's memory of not wanting him to.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
mean?
That's where I was. I was like, why aren't they honoring his memory? I guess I was stuck there, and I was okay. I don't know. I don't think I would be talking to my son, if I'm being totally honest with you, if he did some shit like this.
If our kids do something like this,
Yeah. Or it'd be a really strained
it
relationship.
would be very strange.
Yeah.
Because
this is fucked up. And I think I wouldn't even be mad. Like, I would be pissed at my kid for hurting the other one, right? Like, obviously. But it's that bitch that's there. Like, I know this is fucked up because obviously the brother made a choice. But get that fucking bitch out of my house. Like, you know what I mean? Get her out. And there's a bloodline now. Like, do they have children? Now I'm related to half hoe. Like, I don't know. Like,
damn.
Like, you know, from Boondocks, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What if they have kids? They'll be half hoe. But you know what I'm trying to say? I don't really want that in my house. That's kind of another reason.
You brought dishonor to this house.
Right. I'm always one to say that if you put down a boundary, don't fucking pick it up with the brother. Don't fucking don't ask about me. Don't do nothing. But I'm also the kind of person when I like a clean, solid break. I want you to know the finality of this finalness, you know? I guess that's where I'm coming from. And I know everybody's not like that. And I shouldn't be like, well, he should have, you know what I mean? So my bad for that. I feel bad for the mom. I feel like she's giving in to him being a jerk. And I think that's really what it boils down to, is like he just sounds like a complete and utter asshole. Like he sounds like a lot. He sounds like he would have, I bet you his brother knew that his brother would make it all about him. And I bet you that's part of the reason why they're not even talking. They weren't even talking in the first place, is because he refused to take accountability for what he did and how fucked up that was. You know what I'm saying? He probably made it all about him. Why can't you just be happy for me that I found love? You know what I mean? He just sounds insufferable just from this. Father, his dad is writing him this way. You know what I mean? Like, can you even imagine how horrible he actually is?
My wife has been crying constantly because our son blocked us. And she started blaming me as well. There it is. I'm hurt, but I don't regret what I did or even see what I did wrong. I feel like my youngest should just take accountability of his actions instead of blaming everyone else.
Fuck.
There it is.
So we should probably read ahead like always. Honestly, though, that story was absolutely fucked up. Like,
just the very beginning is like, damn.
First comment, does your youngest know he isn't the victim? He knew, the youngest knew. He fucking knew! The youngest knew his brother's wife was not his, and that did not stop him from carrying that. So I am sure he is not the type of person who lets simple truths get in his way. You know what? That even more so reinforces what I was like saying. Like, I was being like, I would just fucking say something, but like, for what? You know, like, evil. Like, what if he didn't take it for an answer? What if he still tried to reach out to you after? I don't know. Maybe it's
You've
me.
like
just
changed your own mind 3 times in this story.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I want.
You don't know what you're gonna do till you're there, I think.
I feel like you're really right.
Because there's a lot of things that probably are happening, but they might not be. We don't even know. But like, I would understand any situation here. Like the way that started, like that's entirely on what you want to do with that, because that's so fucked.
I think it's weird that the mom is like blaming the dad though. I don't know.
Because he didn't just give in to the younger son now that the other one's gone. That's what she wanted.
But she can still have her son if she wants to.
Well, he blocked him because he was mad that they wouldn't let him do what he wanted. Mad.
I feel like, so is this victim blaming? Am I victim blaming?
I don't know.
Is she?
I feel like she is gone and just trying to have her son in her life.
That's what your sister was trying to get their spouse to do too.
Right.
Which is why I was like, are you sure this isn't a white people thing? Maybe that's what I don't know. I feel like I got lost in the story because of our own trauma that is so raw. But like, also, would you carry on? Would you still not talk to your son if he's expressed that he would not want any contact? Would you still talk to the person who was the aggressor?
In this story, if I was the dad,
like after he was gone?
I feel like if somehow our kids end up doing this dynamic, whichever one's like wronged the other, I would be like, I'm your dad, but that was like insane levels of betrayal and I can't trust you at all anymore. So I'm here, but you gotta show me you want to be part of this family still, because it seems like you are gonna hurt any of us if you did that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be, if they wanted to try and stay in a relationship after something like that, we could, but it would be rough. Because I'd be hella upset, and I'm quick to cut people off, so I know it'd be hard to like.
I'm like trying really hard to rationalize it, you know, like trying to see everybody's side at all times, but really not really, because that dude sounds like a fucking asshole, like entirely. Just what's just so crazy to me is like just the same thing is that like people refusing to take accountability and making a problem they created everyone else's problem. It makes my mind break because I just don't understand how one can do that. And so I try rationalize, I try thinking, well, I guess this, well, maybe this or that. But I guess what I'm really trying to do is I'm just trying to understand why someone would be so fucking hurtful. Why would somebody choose this choice? Why would you do this to your family? Why would you choose this? Why would you do this? Like, I just don't understand. So I'm trying to make it make sense, but there's no way I can make sense of this. And this is why women choose the bear in the woods.
God.
And this is why we choose the bear. Because what possessed you to do this to your family? And her too. And again, it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman at this point. If I'm alone in the woods and there's a fucking stranger in the woods, I'm scared.
What are you doing here?
What is anybody but what am I doing
I mean, I know I'm never in the woods to murder somebody else, but I don't know who else is in the woods to murder someone else. You know what I mean? Because people do that in the woods.
Oh my God, what were you talking about? You said that even men write their own story.
Like, there's so many stories of terrible men living in the woods doing terrible things. And even men know this themselves, because there's tons of fictional stories of men in the woods doing terrible things. These are things that men have imagined awful men would do in the woods. And it's pretty much the same things that they actually do in real life.
In real life. Like, humans are scary, that's all. But anyway. So the next story is the one that Sapa and I were like discussing in the middle of a doctor's office. And I was just so shocked because the title is also, y'all re-up. Re-up. This is chaos. My fiancé fractured my arm after thinking I had a man in our home. Okay, should I marry my fiance after he put his hands on me? Okay, we're gonna stop here. Okay, because like
We could just stop here.
we
We already
could
know the
just
answer.
stop the but I'm just like, my first thought, I was walking away from Slappa. He read that to me, and I was like, that was the first thing. That was the first thing out of my mouth. That was what he went to, was to fracture your arm. Like for me, like I hate bring. I'm so sorry. I feel like I trauma dump on y'all a lot. But like anyway, but the first physical thing that happened to me in with my ex was he slapped me in the face. You know what I'm saying? He didn't leave any handprints on me. He didn't like bruise me in any way, shape, or form. He did things like that weren't easily seen. And then it escalated to, more and more and more, worse and worse and worse. He straight went to fracturing your bones.
I don't think this is the first thing that's happened.
And then I had to walk in. I looked us up. I was like, as I was walking and
She had to
closing
go
the
do her
door,
exam.
and I was like, ah! I was like, what? When he said that, because you're right, they're engaged. How long have they been together? This isn't the first time. Ugh. Anyway. My fiance is an amazing guy.
What an amazing guy.
Amazing guys fracture your arms?
Super amazing.
Don't do that. Anyway, my fiance is an amazing guy.
Are you sure about that?
We first started off as friends, so the foundation of our relationship is pretty strong. He is so perfect and good to me. In every way, a man can be good to a woman. However, he can be very controlling, territorial, and because of his childhood, he has a lot of trust issues.
You don't say.
And fractures people's arms.
I would never expect that from this amazing guy who's good to her in every way a man can be good, except for all those. Men can't be good in those ones.
So, he owns his own trucking company and sometimes is gone for days, even weeks at a time. Recently, he went away and was coming back, and I was excited to see him. When he came back, the neighbor car was parked in my driveway, which it never is, but I gave him permission to do so because of an event he was having at his house, and our HOA doesn't allow parking on the street.
That HOA will get you every time.
For real, though. When my fiance came home, I was in the bathroom shaving, and all of a sudden he came in yelling, "Who the fuck is in the house?" and checking in the shower, closet, bed, etc. I remember feeling confused, and I didn't even respond. He grabbed me by the arm, and he kept shaking me and calling me a fucking liar and saying I was like his mom. And a lot of hurtful other things. When he found no one in the house, I eventually realized he saw the neighbor car and thought I had another man there. There were also a man's boots on the steps, but they were his. So I'm confused on how things escalated in his mind so quickly.
So he shook her around and fractured her arm.
My fiance fractured my arm, so I had to go to the hospital. Now he's apologizing, and I feel like in my mind, if I marry him, I'm allowing him to think this behavior is okay. Exactly. Good for you. Thank you.
That's a good thought.
That's a good thought. He hasn't gotten to you yet.
Stick to that
he
thought.
hasn't
Let's
gotten
keep
to you
going
yet.
with
He
it.
hasn't gotten to you yet, but he's almost there.
Right.
He's almost there. You had us in the first half. So if I'm allowing him to think this behavior is okay, good. Keep thinking that, because it's not okay. Okay. But another piece of me feels like he is a good man.
Where?
No, don't let that thought win. Don't let it win. I have distanced myself from him since, and he keeps bringing me expensive gifts. Not the love bombing. Don't fall for the love bombing and roses and other nonsense. And I've never experienced the sight of him before. Ooh, he tripped out the finish line. Oh my God.
Dodge
How
this
much
bullet.
how much you want to bet he was just waiting.
Yep.
And we've been together for 2 years. So I'm so torn and I don't know what to do. I'm 29 and he's 36.
Nah, get out of there. Get away from that.
27 is when they met, or at least they've been dating since.
Yeah, it's whatever. Like,
Yeah, but still.
beyond anything else, you know he's gonna abuse you.
Jeez. And it is so crazy. Like, I'm like angry at myself the way I said that. I said he tripped at the finish line because I think that I was right in my assumption. He almost got you to the altar. He almost got you, but he
Crap.
slipped up and showed his true colors.
I mean, how many stories do we hear of
Ooh.
people getting married to someone who's wonderful, and then as soon as they get married, or like 2 years afterwards, they just become this huge abusing piece of shit.
Let me read a comment really quick. Should I marry my fiance after he put his hands on me? No. Now on to the rest of the post. And then they just broke this all the way down. No. Good people don't fracture their girlfriend's arms, their fiance's arms, or the arms of strangers. Right. It's like freaking me out though. Like all of this is all in the same subject of like the man versus the bear. Like men do this shit.
Like, yeah, literally.
But like all of this is like all connected. It's like men fracture their fiance's arms. Men think that you're cheating on them when it's their boots outside. You know what I mean? Like men pretend like they didn't do anything wrong or try to love bomb you. Like they do all this weird shit. And it's crazy. Like they steal their brothers' wives. The dads and cousins and friends are trying to steal their girlfriends' wives. It's just disturbing. All relative to me right now, you know? And I think it's starting to expand for me a little bit into anybody in the forest versus a bear. I'm choosing the bear.
Agoraphobia is taking over.
Yeah, like I'm not even kidding. Like I'm battling that within myself. Like I don't actually have that. I don't think. I know I don't. You know what I mean? But it's sometimes I have to fight to leave the house because I'm afraid. Oh my gosh, again, in relation to the man versus bear talk, this woman was like, my grandma asked me, why am I not dating right now? And I was so honest with my grandma and I started to cry, and she actually did not say anything like, oh, it's whatever, you know, that's how it is. She expressed to her grandmother that she's afraid of not making it home because of Sade Robinson, you know, because of all the people out there who go on dates and then never make it home because they were dismembered or assaulted or kept prisoner in a basement or something like that. Or maybe you escape and then the person who helped you escape also hurts you. There's stories all around us. And she actively told her grandma, this is why I'm too afraid to go date. It's not because I don't want to date. I want to meet my love. I want to. But I'm too afraid to go out there. And she expected her grandma to just be like, whatever. But her grandma didn't even say anything. She was just like, yeah.
I mean, shit. Imagine how the grandma must have felt as a
Did you see the new trend? There's a new trend right now, and it's like, damn, grandma, you little victim.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that? I'm like, finally, somebody sparked the debate. Like, I almost made a TikTok, but I was being so lazy. But like, I wanted to be like, finally, we're talking about how gross it is that our grandparents had these 20 and 30 age gaps.
Right. Like the go-to online response to any like weird age gap couple.
Yes.
My grandparents are 20 years apart.
Finally, somebody opened the
That's
gates.
not good either.
That's not good.
It's
Grandma,
never been good.
I recently I found out that my own maternal grandmother and grandfather were age gap red like bigly big time. And I did not know that. I'm in my 30s. I was so shocked. I was like, Mommy, why you tell me this? And she was like, that's just how it was back then. And I was like, it doesn't make it okay, you know? Thank you, gosh. I'm so excited that somebody opened the floodgates. Granddaddy, it was weird. Anyway, I'm really high. I hope Slappa edits out like half this episode because I definitely was. I'm a lot more tired than I normally am because I'm 2 hours. I started 2 hours later to accommodate for my Arizona people today. So like I'm in a weird. I don't know.
Jet lag.
I guess it's like 8 o'clock right now, and usually it's like 6, 7 o'clock
Yeah.
when we're done. But it's like we're about to go put the kids down, and that means that I have to put off unwinding a little more after instead of me getting off work and like us just hammering it out, and then like having like downtime for like 2 hours. I feel like I'm not getting a moment. Like I got off work, we sat down to record. Now we're gonna put the kids down, and then I can get to what I want to do. You know what I mean? But like, it's fine. Everything's fine. It's Friday, and I was off like most of the week. Who cares? Again, I hope Slappa. Thank you, honey, and I hope you edit like the fuck out of this episode.
I'm not gonna do it.
Please,
this is a completely unedited, raw episode, guys.
I know.
I hope you enjoyed the whole like 2 hour long fiasco.
He's lying. It's only been a minute 20.
An
hour 20. So it's time to go. Anyway.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Why?
Stop recording. Dang.